help you?
Yes, can I have your name? Here we go again. Completely different department in games. I mean, words cannot express living in this living hell. Year after year that they get away with this chaos over and over and over again. If you're not committing a crime, you don't mind giving your name. I get it, these are crimes. So they have to immediately put you on hold and play games when someone asks a name. And the Metro Care caseworker said that I was getting violated because that's rude to ask people their names. The same one that tried to convince me that has access to this YouTube channel and tried to convince me that these experiences were delusional. When I was at Parkland Hospital on false pretenses, I said that it's on body cam footage. Review the body cam footage. I'm targeted. Please help me. And they said Metro Care has things to help with domestic violence and different things for you. We've referred you over to an agency that'll help you with housing and give you the assistance that you need. And then they've been covering up for crimes ever since. And sabotage and help, rude, emotionally abusive, and toxic. Why would I say emotionally abusive? They call and show up and intervene in evidence. For example, if something was going on or something, for example, when I was at the domestic violence organization, Adrian kept calling. I didn't go anywhere. I was terrified. And then when I finally ventured out, Adrian asked for a TV back that she gave me on a Sunday. This would happen multiple different times, so I knew what was happening. He would use people to punish me. I figured people wouldn't believe it because it's amazing. How can an abuser cause all this damage? Well, the government's behind it. If he's controlling the government, he can abuse power to this degree. I don't know how he's able to do all of it, but there's definitely a pattern. Why would she call me on a Sunday on her day off? Why did the CPS worker that Tyler Police gave me a criminal trespass covering for call me routinely, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, taunting me and terrorizing me over not having access to my daughter? Then when I went to the police department and when she got caught in a lie, instead of them doing a proper investigation, he gave me a criminal trespass. When I was it's a lot of other stuff that you wouldn't believe, so I won't even discuss it. So I needed access to the police department. That was very upsetting to get a criminal trespass from a police department in this crisis when I had so much going on. The same police department also showed up to interrupt Salvation Army for giving me housing. They had played games several months. And finally, she said she was going to give me some assistance, and the police showed up and gave me a criminal trespass from nowhere. They didn't care at first. They did not care. That's how they showed up and interrupted legal in Tyler. I got another organization scheme so I can have access to computers, washing my clothes, and different things. So, I mean, headquarters won't answer the phone. South Central Patrol is playing games. Let's call another one. Because they know that I got the stalking report. They know that I'm going to check on it. So they have to interrupt it. This is Southwest Patrol.
Officer Miles. How can I help you?
Officer Miles?
Miles, yes, ma'am.
MILES?
Yes.
Is it okay if I have your badge number?
Who's calling?
I just wanted to know if it was okay if I had your badge number. Is that an unusual question that people would ask?
Come down and get it from me, Miss Clark.
Sir, I don't understand if I have guns pulled on me, child interference with child custody, why multiple police departments would be so rude.
Ma'am, we had that discussion last week. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're an officer, isn't that your responsibility to not condone it and be involved? I have a stalking report, and 76% of stalking ends in violence.
Is there anything you need today?
Yes, I would first like to know why you're being rude, and I had guns pulled on me, ran off the road.
I'm just asking you.
And I almost got hit by a dark bus.
Several times.
Ran over.
We've been through this several times.
I don't understand why you're emotionally abusive, sir, as well as multiple other police. I thought it was a crime.
Thank you, ma'am.
This is what they do. They know I have that stalking report. covering for him for dear life, and the amount of terror that I had, I mean, the tears I ran out. I was just terrified. I could not catch my breath. I really thought that they were going to kill me. I did. Then with the schemes going to eat on the bus, I mean, it just was so extreme. Even going to the grocery store, I thought these people were going to murder me at any moment. Sometimes when they handcuffed me in these false arrests, I was glad that I thought that they were going to pull out their guns and kill me. It is not a joke. Then I go to jail, put in isolation. They scheme emotional abuse there and distress. Wouldn't let me out for reg and a whole bunch of other incredible things that you would not believe. So I won't go into. Deny me my right to go to court because they don't want with the court reporter reporting the chaos I'm reporting. So they just figure we'll deny her all overall right to go to court because we don't want the court reporter reporting what she has to say. So she just won't be there. So the amount of terror, as any human being would feel if the government is enlisted in abuse. Then I have to sit and marinate and my daughter in a toxic environment where I can't check on her. I'm not talking to my daughter. She's not calling me. It's not that I'm not talking to her. Stepmom, whenever the abuse is reported or there's something going on, they withhold communication because multiple parties are covering for the abuse my daughter experiences. This is abusive. To take a child away from her mom that she was close to is traumatic. And then place her in an environment that's emotionally abusive and enforce it by multiple parties. Including CPS. Now I understand why the stalker would come up with decisions like this. This is what stalkers do. He would say, a solution is just don't let her go to court. A solution is don't let her get the Social Security. A solution is I want you to take her food stamps and her child support payments. He's not paying them. He's not part of the child support. I would like for you to steal her child support payments because I don't want her to have the funds to escape from me. That's what stalkers do and that's what abusers do. But it gets a little complicated when the government agrees to a stalker's request. That's why you would think of an idea to not let a person have their constitutional right to go to court. Because the stalker's controlling it. And the government doesn't have enough sense to intervene. That's why you can, you abuse your power and set up for restaurants to deny someone food purchase. Who would believe it anyway? And the good part about it for them, it also frames me for mental illness because no one would believe my experiences. That's the point. That's the point. No one is going to believe we set up 20-something people in this store to harass her and terrorize. We're doing it on purpose because we're trying to frame you for mental illness. We know we're doing this, but nobody else will believe you, and that's the point. We know that when you speed up, when you cross the street, these cars speed up on camera footage where we planned it. No one else knows, and that's the good part. And we're going to continue to frame you with mental illness because no one is going to believe all your reports. And in fact, if someone ever does, we make sure that you'll never talk to them and they'll never help you because we will contact them and interrupt it. To the degree to where if you're begging for your life at church, we have someone set up there and we'll drag you out of it and throw you on the ground on the concrete to prevent you from saving your own life. Central Patrol. This happens to be criminal, what these people are doing. They know I have a stalking report and multiple departments are making sure I don't get any information on it.
Southwest Operations, Officer Miles. Can I help you?
Oh, this is Southwest? I thought I was calling Central Patrol. But okay, I apologize. Are you able to give me the status of a case? I don't know. I would like to establish and figure out why police are so rude and abusive to me when I check on my case because I like to resolve it.
Give me the case number, ma'am.
Okay, but I do want to resolve why I get mistreated and have emotional abuse
Yeah,
while
I
with
get
police
something.
department. I do, but can I understand why they're so upset with me
I,
for
I
checking
don't,
on
I don't, I
cases?
don't, I don't know. I don't
You
know.
just did it. But let me give you the police report
Okay.
number. One
Yeah, go ahead.
moment. One moment. I'm getting the police
Oh, you don't
report
have.
number.
Okay.
You here it is. You put me on hold. It's typically a game, and they have me on hold a long time, especially when it close to the time for me to start working. Okay. Yes. Here's the report number. You ready?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
It's 122-480-2022.
Okay, hold on. Let me look it up.
Okay. I'm still on hold. These people are just going to continue to keep doing this until they're held accountable. They're not going to stop. Why would they? I'm still on hold. So the only thing that I can come up with is for people to get involved. I think that this is a threat for the government and our constitution if the corruption is so extreme to where they deprive a party of their right to go to court. And then they're scheming to deprive a party for their parental rights. And the government is being controlled by a stalker that is not safe. A dangerous stalker controlling the government. Breaking into someone's phone, manipulating calls, enticing providers to be enlisted in corruption and crimes by allowing the provider and enlisting the provider to hack a phone network for criminal use. I don't believe these calls, a multitude of these calls, are authentic. The National Domestic Violence Hotline should not be covering up for crimes that happen to me and sabotaging education on how to escape police corruption. Abuse that involves police corruption and abuse. I'm still on hold. This is how long I've been on hold. What kind of report?
That I'm
You
looking for.
you had me on hold all that time, and you don't know what kind of report it is?
It's other pressing things that other people are asking me for, so it's only just me. So I'm back in looking your stuff up, and I look up the case number that you asked me or gave me, and I'm asking you what is this about.
A stalking.
You don't have a detective back in July 7th?
Yes.
So you make the report to 2000.
I'm sorry, what was your question? So you looked it up, and you're asking me questions on what you looked up? I'm not quite sure.
I'm reading it right now, and it says you made this report. The claim came into South Central Patrol Station for a report.
Yes.
Okay. You want to know the status on it?
Right.
No status on it.
Yeah, who's the investigator for stalking?
Nobody's been assigned to it. It's an MIR.
Okay, a MIR? Are you guys tampering with evidence? That's a felony.
What's that again?
Are you guys tampering with evidence? Tampering with evidence is a felony. Hindering a case is a crime.
Ma'am,
That's criminal.
I'm reading the report to you.
Okay, so why would they detain me and arrest me and violate me and handcuff me covering for this man?
Ma'am, I don't know. I'm not detective.
Okay, well, I don't understand why multiple parties say they don't know, but yet and still they are condoning and also committing crimes. I deserve to deny some deprive. Is it a crime to deprive someone of law enforcement? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still being.
Yes. Is it a crime to deprive someone of law enforcement?
I don't understand the question.
If you deprive a citizen their right to law enforcement, is that a crime?
How would it be denied?
I don't understand why multiple parties do not want to answer that question. If the law enforcement deprives a citizen of law enforcement, is that a crime? That's a simple question.
How is that possible? How are they doing that?
That's not what I'm asking, sir. I don't know why multiple parties deny me the education that I'm requesting.
Ma'am, is there anything else I can do for you?
First off, I'd like to know why you guys are so abusive. If I'm getting ran off the road and I have a stalker and my child custody rights are being violated, why are you upset with me?
Valid point. All right, have a nice day.
Why are you upset with me, sir? So they lure me in to make I know people wouldn't believe it, but multiple times they're luring me in because it's close to the time for me to start work. And then they play games and then try to make me late. And then deprive me of what I'm seeking. It's just a game. But anyway, some things I can't talk about because I'm just exposing that because I want people to know the level of power that is getting abused. If someone is contemplating and so sadistic to where they purposely try to extend the conversation over your break time, that's a lot of power to abuse. And purposely try to make you late so they lure you in with a conversation knowing that you're never going to get anything resolved because it's all controlled. But anyway, all I can do is expose it, and hopefully that someone will report this. I hope that the news reporters that I did speak with, that you do something. This is sick for our government to be this sick to abuse power to this degree. Please help me. I've been begging for help a long time.